All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Inner Circle Live pre-New York session. I'm your host for this morning's session, Benny Allen, along with my awesome partner, Mr. Ryan Carthage. And we're definitely so happy and grateful for each and every one of you being here with us this morning as we take a look at the technicals and the fundamentals to see what we can take advantage of in the Forex market. So, without further ado, let's make sure that we turn off any and all distractions. Grab a pen and paper, take lots of notes. And as always, let's make sure that we do an amazing job of participating and engaging right out the gate. If everybody can hear me loud and clear, do me a huge favor. Drop me a one in the chat. Let me know that we are all ready to go on this beautiful Friday morning, afternoon in some places. All right. So I see all the ones coming in. Great, great, great. I appreciate it. All right. So always, right? Let's make sure that we start each and every morning with a strong foundation. Take a deep breath, take massive action. Make sure that we're accepting all possible losses before entering a trade, preparing you for any outcome. Center yourself in body, mind, and spirit, ensuring a balanced approach to trading. Let's make sure that we trust in our education, strategy, trading skills, and intuition. Let's imagine our trades successfully materializing. Let's make sure that we obey our trading strategy, avoiding decisions based on greed and fear. And let's make sure that we're never looking back or stopping once your trade has commenced, right? So I hope everybody's ready to take massive action this morning. Clicking on over, right? Starting the day with the Forex Factory, just going back to yesterday, Thursday, right? We know that we had some red data coming through for the United States. Core PPI came in hot, right? Hot. So the question is, right? We know that the Feds are looking to cut rates this year, right? But when, right? When and when you have data coming out, and we see that the PPI came in at 0.3%, producer price index came in a little hot. The forecast is 0.2%, right? That just kind of says, okay, well, maybe they're gonna hold rates, right? We're not gonna cut them early. Maybe June, maybe July. We'll see, right? So that's why this data is very important. Core retail sales came in just under, right, in the United States. 0.5% came in at 0.3%. The PPI month over month, look at that, right? Month over month PPI overall came in at 0.6% on the forecast of 0.3. Retail sales overall 0.6, right on 0.8 came in under. Unemployment claims came through good, right? The expected was 2018. I mean, I said 2018. 218,000 jobs in regards to unemployment claims came through at 209K, right? So came in under. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. So that was good for the United States. Business inventories came flat at zero, which is positive because it was projected 0.2%. So hey, some mixed data, but they gave a boost to the dollar yesterday, coming off uh, the uh, the PPI number, the core PPI number. So that drove the dollar to the upside plus the unemployment claim. So we'll take a look at that when we look at the DXY coming into today. We've got the Empire Manufacturing Index coming through, and then at 10 a.m. we've got the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment. Very important, right, to check the overall sentiment here. So that's that for the economic calendar. Coming over to trading economics, right? China new bank loans fall below expectations. Continuing to keep an eye on China, right? Continuing to keep an eye on that. And that real estate market over there back and forth, but that includes other bank loans too, right? Not just real estate, but I pay close attention to that real estate market over in China. But overall, bank loans came in below expectations. So we'll continue to watch the overall health of that economy. As we always say, just continues to have, ups and downs, right? Ever since COVID, coming out of COVID. So we'll continue to watch that recovery in China. Why is that important? Second largest economy in the world, right? So globally, right, we want to see that economy get rocking and rolling over there in China from an investor perspective. A lot of uh, uh, investors pay attention to that because where can we invest money so that our money grows, right? And if economies are doing well in other parts of the world, gives investors the opportunity to send cash flow that way, right? So see to keep an eye on China. Bitcoin falls from record levels, right? So we know that, right? Looking at the charts technically, that hey, it's getting a bit extended and we needed a correction. And so we see the Bitcoin drop 5% to around 67,100 from its peak of nearly 74,000. As concerns of a potential bubble increased in this fluctuating global risk sentiment. Okay. So that's the fundamentals behind it. But we know technically, again, hey, we've got a correction to do, right? And that's exactly what we got. But the Japanese yen weakens, BOJ awaited, right? So we've been following that. Ryan, good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, bro. I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing pretty good. It's Friday. It
Yes,
is Friday.
sir.
That's always the thing in my world. Talk to us, man. I saw that you posted an article regarding the Bank of Japan and whatnot in the community. So what's the latest?
Yeah, man. So um that wage data is starting to be published, and
Hmm.
overall they are sitting at an average of 5.38% on the wage increases. Overall for your large organizations, which is well above the three, I think it was like 3.2 last year. So great for the individuals in Japan, um, and potentially great for the employment shortage, the worker shortage that they currently have. But looking forward, it's great to help get folks working or more people working. Um, and it gives, obviously, as we've talked about, the Bank of Japan some of the information or a lot of the information that they've been waiting on when it comes to the wages. But from a market perspective, it sounds like this expectation of results being this high was already priced into the market. So when the data came out, you didn't see a major boost in the yen. You actually saw the yen weaken a bit. So now folks are looking forward to next week, but there still is a mixed bag when it comes to what they'll do. Governor Ueda spoke to, he had a press conference yesterday and was talking about the economy. He said that the economy is recovering moderately, but there, even the words were, even though the data shows some weakness. So it was kind of a mixed statement that he made. Um, so it's still a mixed bag on what the decision will be. But the wage data definitely gives more folks reason to believe that they will increase this month. So that part we're still going to obviously wait and see. But the wage data, which that article was talking about, came in pretty high, which was expected at that average of 5.38%.
Got it. And so, look, what are you thinking? You thinking, was it Monday, right?
Yeah, 19th. No, Tuesday,
Tuesday. Is
Tuesday,
it Tuesday?
19th.
It's
Yeah.
Tuesday. Okay.
Um, I'm still leaning toward um, them not changing the rate this month. I'm still leaning toward them making some other policy adjustments, like I said, the yield curve control and um, starting to, because also they have the most debt. I believe they have the most debt of any country. Um, and so I think they're going to potentially give thoughts on how they'll start to run off some of the debt that they have and give forward guidance on that rate increase in April. I'm still leaning on that side of the fence, kind of as I was yesterday before this information.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking they do, right? Being data dependent. Uh, but we'll see. If they don't do it next week, I think that causes some good volatility. if
Yep.
they decide to hold.
I definitely think so. If they don't, I think we definitely see the yen weaken even more, right? And pushing us to some of those high prices that we've been talking about for quite some time, like that
Hmm.
D extension on the dollar yen and things like that. So if they don't, I definitely see some weakness that comes in because people, it's like 85% are expecting them to increase this month. Um, so it'd be the opposite of what they do, and then we could then see the changes start to be discussed. So
Yeah, yeah. So we shall see. Well, it's just around the corner now. So
yes, sir.
so we will find out. I'm fascinated by it, and I will definitely have my eyes on the chart when it goes down. I don't think is it. Let me what is it next week? 'Cause I know sometimes they leave the time open. Is this one of those scenarios, or is it let me see,
Um,
Tuesday? Uh, yep, they always leave it as tentative, right?
yeah.
Uh, so they're like here, it's always tentative. It's
So
never.
actually, it's the 18th, not the 19th. So I was wrong. So it is Monday.
Yeah, yeah,
It is
it
Monday.
is. It is. So it's the 18th DOJ rate policy state. It's the press conference though.
Yeah, press conference is
That's
Tuesday morning
it's
early.
Tuesday morning. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, Australia would be interesting too.
Yeah,
Uh,
I didn't see that one.
yeah, because even though I missed on that Aussie CAD and then the shorter term play on the Aussie dollar, I'm still fading that man long term
Yes.
on the Aussie. I think over time it's gonna correct. So it's making a bullish move now, push higher, but I think over time I'm fading that. But so I'll be interested to see what happens with this rate statement. I don't think they're projected to be the first to cut. I think a lot of people are thinking the U.S. is going to be the first to cut rates because they accelerated so fast. But we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. I'm fading it too, and I don't know what you had on your agenda, but that crown pattern on that Aussie dollar, um, we may see that definitely play out. So on the daily time frame.
On a daily time frame. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I thought because it pushed up so as some short term long plays, but overall over a higher time frame, short
Yep.
at a higher price. It's been quite interesting the way that currency's been bouncing around, but little tricky. But we'll take a look. We'll take a look at it because I am. Um, yeah, so we'll take a look at it. So let's bounce out. I appreciate it, man.
Ain't no
Appreciate
doubt,
you
man.
keeping us updated, especially on that yen situation. So let's move over, right? Let's take a look at the DXY, okay, and the crown pattern that Net had identified yesterday, right? Looking for support. Identify the left tip, foresee the right tip, right? And we've got support there on the dollar. Okay. The question is does it sustain itself to the upside? That's what's made it pretty, kind of tricky to trade because it's been such, it's been a lot of back and forth because of the interest rates and a ton of things that's happening all at the same time. So, but right now we've got support on the dollar and we've got price to move up a bit, right? So a little bit of bullishness being shown from the U.S. dollar on the DXY. Let's start out right. So let's take a look at, for example, like this Aussie CAD scenario uh, where we can see. So here on the right on our weekly chart, we can see right where we made the swing and we start moving bullish, right? And now we've got some corrective action to the downside going. So the question is, right, looking at this daily, that looks like a pretty attractive move to the downside, especially if we continue to see an increase in that oil price, which can impact the CAD, right? But we've clearly formed a high here, and we're breaking back below that 88 number, right? Our stochastic of momentum is looking like it's starting to shift to the downside on that. So we'll continue to keep an eye on the CAD, right? As it's started to make its climb, right? And so this was the what we were looking at. But I'm still kind of tricky, you know, long term on this one. I'm back and forth on this one. We'll see. Maybe that rate statement will help me make a better determination. But you can see how we broke that trend line and went long. But do we push back down to that trend line and then do we get a bounce? But I'm not convinced on long term Aussie strength because we got two scenarios. Ryan, what do you think on this move?
The Aussie CAD. I'm. I think I'm gonna fade that one too. Uh,
Yeah,
so similar scenario, like the crown pattern on the daily time frame we got to swing how to form. Um, on the 4, I got a sub fib 618 retracement. So I'm looking to fade this one too.
yeah. I was back and forth, but from that higher time frame, it's just fundamentally, yeah. I mean, the way it turned over from that higher time frame down, right? I think I continue to fade that in the zone. That that's right. That was my original setup. Then we pushed higher.
Yep.
So we pushed higher, and then it took out my stop because I was fading early. I got stopped out, but then it pushed higher right on the 4, and then we turned back over. So uh, level down there. So this is I'm thinking a pullback and a continuation down. I could be wrong, but we'll see. We'll see on that. But I think that's the play that I want to hold right till the market proves me wrong on that one. So that's where we are. That's where we are on the Aussie cat, just fading that string. Does everybody see what we're thinking on that? Yes, no? Just from the way that looks from the way that looks from the higher time frame, the way that's turning over. Um, like I said, right. So my 1 hour play originally got stopped out, but then it turned over. It just made a higher correction, So I'm thinking, right, that this, right, because it took out my A to the upside. Uh, but I'm thinking I want to play. I want to see how this works out, right? Just thinking about the CAD, oil
Yeah,
demand.
Benny.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was on this one for a bull run, and I just kind of took part profit, and I was checking the investor.com, and I realized that the direction has changed, and so I'm
It
kind of
did.
thinking,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. You're thinking. You're
so
thinking to the. You're thinking short too. What are you thinking?
yeah, short to the next support, and a little pullback to the upside. So no,
Yeah. 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 It's been a bit tricky, right? Two commodity currencies. We know the Aussie had gotten a boost, right, when that positive news that came out of China. But besides it getting that bounce to the upside, for China, like the data, I remember. I go back, take a look at the Aussie, right here. So it was domestically, the data last week showed that Australia's economy expanded less than expected in the fourth quarter, supporting bets that the Reserve Bank of Australia could start cutting rates this year. Markets priced in a 70% chance that the RBA would start reducing cash rate in August and see a total of 40 basis points easing this year. And then before that, I have to go back on some of our the swing and go back, but there was some other data that wasn't too favorable for Australia. Australia's economy either, which is why I was looking to fade it. I just think my timing was off of my original move. Oops. I think my timing was off of my original move with these Australian dollar pairs because it got the boost because of what's going on with China. But I'm thinking we'll see. We'll see, like you said, down to the next support. See if we break break through that this trend line. Right there's that next support. So we'll see. But I'm gonna fade it to the downside. So sometimes it takes a while for the markets to shake out for you to get a clear picture on the overall direction. So let's see what happens on the Aussie CAD. Definitely again looking to fade it to the downside. Any questions on that? Looking at the iron and steel and it's bearish. Yep, yep, yep. Great job, Jeremy, on the fundamentals, right? Put you some sevens in the chat on that, right? Looking at iron, looking at steel. Okay. If you have some economies contracting and things like that, right? And that demand is not there for that, absolutely. Great work. So I'm on the same page. Let's see what happens. Right. Okay. We came back below that 88 level. And so we'll see. We'll see. So that's the Aussie CAD. Aussie Swissy. All right. So again, these again pushing, right? They got that move and that push to the upside. Uh right, but we're starting to turn over. Okay. So the question is, right, you can see where that momentum, right, from that stochastic is back in the sell zone. So the question is, do we continue? Do we break that 57.91 level? We've got on the 1 hour play that we were looking at is looking at this 80-20. Okay. And we can see that that price has started to move down. Here it is again, that 57.19 level. So we're trying to get the TP1 on that. So far, that's moving in the right direction. We're getting a bounce again though, right, during this early part. But let's see if it can continue to fade. That could be a tough one with the Swissy. It's bouncing around quite a bit. But let's see if we can get that TP1 target. But so far, so right, we've broken inner outer trend line. See if it'll finally break that level. That's holding pretty strong there. See if we can get it continue down. Any questions on the Aussie Swiss?
No.
All right. Now the Aussie yen, of course, is against the yen cross. So hold on 1 second, everybody. All right, everybody. Sorry about that. So looking at the Aussie yen, right? And we were thinking still one more drive up. Now we've got that data looming next week on Monday. Uh, but this Aussie yen has found some support right now, right? We can see that we're oversold and right, we're starting to form another low here. And so can we get that push up? Will it move all the way to an extension, right? For Monday? No. But we'll be interested to see how this reacts with the move, right? So if they hold, all right, then I expect that to continue to push along. If they move that rate, if they move that rate up, they move out of negative interest rates, then you can see that yen gain strength and move to the downside. Okay. So that's where we are on the Aussie yen, taking a look at it on the one. Okay. So just similar, right? Just zoomed in. So still, right, technically bullish. Okay. But ranging a bit, right? This one just continues to range and then it'll make a move, then it'll range again. Uh, but still bullish against the yen until the data changes. Any questions on the Aussie yen? No?
No.
All right. Give me 1 minute, everybody. Okay, I'm back. All right, so that's the Aussie yen. Moving on, I want to take a look at the Aussie dollar and that play. So we've got dollar strength kicking back in. So you can see here still, okay, overall, right, we've got a bearish move here. Okay. And you can see how we've peaked out and we started to move to the downside. So we pushed up to that resistance. We didn't get through that 66.23. And now we've got dollar strength. So some things are lining up for us. So when we come down, okay, and we take a look at the 4, you can see how that's pushing down clean out of that zone. Okay. So this is moving down, okay, on that dollar strength. Okay. Now, if we come down to the 1, so overall, right, we're looking bearish on this Aussie dollar. So we got that drive up, right? So we failed to continue to break out to the downside to that extension after that move to the 382, and it pushed higher, right? Right around that 61.8 zone. Okay. Now we're moving down. So when we come to the 1 hour though, okay, you can see here where we had, here's that bearish move, okay, coming off of that 4 hour 61.8. And now you can see where we've started to settle a bit and we've got a 1 hour 80.20, right? So it may be time here soon for that price to pull back and then a continued move to the downside. Okay. So long-term 4 hour chart looking bearish. We see this move down. Okay. But we know the market moves in waves. So just like here on this prior move where we got a down AB boundary, we reversed out, we pulled back, and then we continued. So we're looking for the same thing to happen here, right? So being that it's in our 80-20 zone, you could look to play the move to the upside, 45 pips, 61 pips to the 61.8. Or if you're saying, hey, I'm playing a long-term swing to the downside, once it gets up into your sell zone, this could be your play to look to sell, to get short. Okay. Only a few things that we do. That's it, right? So if you're saying, hey, I'm with the trend on this one, then this gives you an opportunity either to take an initial trade with the trend to the downside, or if you're already short off of the higher time frame 4 hour chart or whatnot, then this can give you an opportunity to potentially add to the short positions that you already may have on the Aussie dollar. Any questions on that?
No,
No?
sir.
Benny,
Yes,
yeah, can you please go back on the daily?
sure.
And
Mhm.
I just want to confirm if you can consider this play as
Okay.
as a crown.
Hmm. Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's what I
Right.
was talking about. Yep.
This is the crown. Yep. This is exactly what Ryan was
Okay,
talking about here. Right.
okay.
that crown formation. See that left tip? Right, then we pushed up, right? And now we've got that reversal. See how it found its way back to that level? Right, then that moved down. Right. So we shall see. We shall see how that plays out. But yes. Yep. Yeah. So we got that move up. And so it all depends on the type of trader that you are, right? Or that you're becoming and what you like to play, right? Your pace. So if you're more like if you're more intraday, playing around on your lower time frames, right? Then you might have been buying up to that right tip, right? So it all depends on how you see the market, trend, counter trend, time frames that you trade on, because that moved up, right? And we show you how to do it all, right? That moved up over 200 pips, okay? Over 200 pips. So on your lower time frames, is that playable? Is that a playable move to the upside? Of course, right? But that's why it's important to have a trade plan so that you can create those filters, because there's so many opportunities in the market. You just have to get consistent at the opportunities that you decide to take, and which ones you decide to sit on the sidelines. Okay. And I think sometimes that's where people, may get confused. Um, but that trade plan again is important because it helps you to create those filters. Nope, that's not my move. I don't trade that. So I have to wait on this particular setup. Right. So, yep, that's the crown. That's the crown. And so we reversed and we moved back down. So we see if we can get a continuation. These Aussie pairs, man, they've been back and forth. But right now, that's a clean move to the downside. All right. Okay. That's it on the Aussie dollar. Moving in and take a quick look at this Bitcoin. Okay. Okay. So you can see, right? We were due. Okay. We were overextended on the swing. Okay. Now we're coming back down. Right? We know we had hit extensions across the board, and then here we are on the 4. Okay. So good thing is, right? If you're trading that is, how deep in that zone can we push? And then do I want to take the opportunity to be a bull and catch that move, catch that next C to D move? All right. So it's Bitcoin. That's pretty simple. That looks good on the 4 on the correction. That looks really nice. So let's see what happens with that. All right, going into next week. Any questions on Bitcoin? Oh, Benita said in some way it mimics the Aussie CAD. It does. It does. I would agree with that. I would agree with that. There's always so much that I mean, because it is a commodity currency, you know, how China impacts it, how the market, when you look at commodity currencies and then the overall stock market, the S&P, so that Aussie could be a lot. But I would agree with you, in some ways that it does mimic the Aussie CAD. Let's take a look at the this cat yen, man, the back and forth, right? So like we say, sometimes it's timing when you're trying to catch a move. Um, Still looking for that right now. We've got that data looming with the yen, but man, it came right back down to that support, and we got a decent bounce there. Everything's aligning, right? It hit that support. I was hoping that it made a U-turn before, and look how this played out here on me. So just barely stopped me out, and then it took off, right? On that. So found that support. That one got me. Had that stop loss right below that. That one stopped me out, but then we reversed out, right? So sometimes it's just a timing thing, right? It wanted to seek out and retest that support, and it did just that. and now it's continuing to move bullish. So just continue. So the overall longer term play, moving to that daily target is still intact for now, right? So we know what's going on with the yen. But this move here, this latest swing on this fib is gonna hit that D extension, right? So that one I missed out on that, adding that position there, stop that position out. But we're closing in on a 1 hour D extension on that new fib. All right, so you can see how we broke the inner, outer, and the long-term trend line, and now we're about to hit that 161.8 target on that new fib. So it took us out, found daily support, and then reversed. That's the way it goes sometimes, right? But the longer swing position, right, still intact for now. All right. Any questions on the CAD yet? Look at that on the 4. That swing. So it's just a continuation, right? So we were trying to catch that 1 hour, that pullback, but it just pushed deeper on us. But you can see here, this level is strong. 1, 2, 3 times now that it's reacting. So still moving to the upside. Gotta love the market. All right. So that's that. Donette, you're still in that longer swing. Yep. Yep. That out of position I took the L on, but overall that long swing position is still intact. Great work on that. So let's see what happens, right? Come Monday, going into Tuesday on the cat yen. Euro Aussie. Um, yep, for sure. I'm holding that one. hmm I agree with you, Jeremy. That's big time. Holding on to that position. Indeed. So let's look at this. That's Euro Aussie, right? And long, right? So still long, right? So we continue to see some Aussie weakness, right? This kind of plays right into our setup. Okay. Overall. Okay. Longer term move. Okay. Continuing to swing to the upside. Okay. That Euro strength. Here we are on the 1. Okay, looking at the 1 hour move, coming out of that double bottom, still pushing long. Okay. So you got a 4 hour longer term move. Okay, you got a 1 hour move. And so far, right, we've got that U-turn. Okay, so we're happy with that so far. See if we can get a continuation. Any questions on the Euro Aussie? Good.
All good.
All right. All right. So that's that. Looking at this Euro CAD. Okay. So overall long, but we're pushing sideways, right? You can see here on this daily, we're at this level. Right? We got some cash strength, oil price increasing. Okay. So it's moving sideways a bit, 4 hour, right? We're still holding above the cloud. Right? Still holding above the cloud. So I would prefer to see that keep moving to that big extension, right? This is how I'm planning. Look at that huge bullish engulfing candle there, right? But we've just been moving sideways ever since, right? So when you got two currencies that's showing some strength, you kind of get that sideways move. So we'll see who wins out there. Right? We'll see who wins out there. Me too. So I need that to play in my favor. So let's see. But that's it there, man. It's just moving sideways, stalling right now. Any questions on the EuroCAD? Oh, all right. Euro. Let's take a look at this Euro GDP. See what's going on with it. Just a lot of back and forth, right? Like it wanted to break down. Now it's moving sideways again. I don't know. So I've got a bearish fit running on it on the 4. But we're ranging, right? trying to figure itself out. So nothing much doing there on that Euro GBP. You know, neither one of them are super weak at this point, right? Both are showing some strength, so that kind of makes sense. All right. Don't back. Let me see. Looks like a breakout play on which one, Beneath? ECAD? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I can take a look at that. Mm-hmm. Because it's not a wide range, right? It's tight. It's really tight. The accumulation is super tight on that. So we'll see. Man, I need you. I need you to break out, get above that 147 level. But that one may take some time though. That one may take some time to work out. Euro it's Euro Swissy. All right. So just taking a look at it, we've got a new AB boundary on the daily. Okay, new AB boundary on the daily time frame. This one was hit a while ago, right? And it's moved a little bit beyond the 1.618. Okay, and so the new markup that I had was here. Um, on this move, but we almost this one didn't get to my zone. I don't know if anybody took this one up, but this one didn't get quite to where I needed it to get to, and it took off. So at this point, right, just want to do a quick review on it. I don't know if that's gonna make its way back down. You never know right now, but looking forward to hit that D extension soon. So I had it drawn up, coming back around that 61.8 area, but we didn't quite get it. So we came down, got close to the 50% pullback right at the edge of that buy zone, and then it moved up, and now it's bouncing around a bit now. So that's that on the Euro Swissy. Didn't quite go as low as I needed it to. Moving to the Euro Yen. Right. So we can see, right, starting to this week, right, it's moving bullish. Okay, so we can see we're priced, right? We didn't get it to, it hasn't quite come back to double top and retest that 164.35. It may be trying to do that. Okay. Again, we look at this one with some caution, headed to big data, but you can see look how it's gotten back above that 160, 179 level, right? Stochastics in the buy zone. Okay, so the idea that we were thinking with one more possible drive up with the yen is playing out. Is playing out. We didn't get that deep pullback yet, right? I say yet because we never know what's going to happen. Um, but what I would like to see is for it to eventually correct, right? To see it eventually correct. There's that 164.35 level just above the beat boundary here. Okay. But I would love to see this. Maybe it pushes there and then corrects. But what I'm kind of waiting on with this euro yen is for it to pull back, right? For it to correct itself. Don't know if we'll get it on the 4. Here's a look at the 1, right? A smaller wave, okay, where you can see, right? We've already gotten that deep correction, okay? We've already gotten that deep correction there, okay? So I don't know if anybody's still sitting long in the euro yen, but right, it's trying to move up to that target. It's trying to make that one more drive up, okay? Trying to make that one more drive up. So we'll see, but you can see how effective it is if you're trading with the trend, right? For that price to move into your buy zone, right? Because of how that sets you up with the proper risk to reward and the big moves, right? That's an explosive move, right? So we got within target of that. Okay. That's well within 5%, 10% of that D extension. We got up around that daily level, but then it corrected, right? So if you were in it, you may not be in it anymore. But that's over a 500 pip move out of that zone there. Right? It's a monster move, and that came out of that off that low price, right? That was what, a month, pretty much. So these fibs, right? Jeremy's still sitting long. Oh, Jeremy's cleaning up. Some sevens. I bet Jeremy, Joy, all of you, right? We're doing really well in regards to your patience, right? That is good. That is good. So we're still sitting long in that. Right? So let's see what happens with that data. Like I said, some of you may be out off that move, that original move that we had to the upside, because that got close, right? That got so close to that extension. Had to be within a pip or so. But now it's trying to work its way back there to finish out. So that's good. It's a good play, right? Good one to study. All right. So that's that on the Euro Yen. Might as well finish out these uh these yen plays. Euro NZD. All right. So fairly bullish. Right. Fairly bullish. This is the daily. So the key is, right, we know that Aussie, you know, the Aussie dollar's been kind of tricky, but for a lot of these other ones, right, we're getting the direction right. That's the key. Your timing might be off, you know, but overall, if you could get that direction right, okay, you could do really well. All right. And a lot of times people's number one challenge is getting the direction right. Okay. So we've been sitting long on these and we're long Euro NZD if we come down to the 4. Okay. You can see how this is, right? Steady climbing, right? So get to that 179.38. We see we rejected before, but the overall swing, right, is to the upside. Right. So that's a long-term swing target there based on the pullback that we have. Okay. So it's moving along, right? They take a while, but it's all right. Now we look here on the 1, and you can see here that we have an 80-20 scenario. Okay. Right in this zone. So hey, it's moved up quite a bit. Is it correction time? Right. So you can see when we zoom out, okay, remember this one for not too long ago. Right? There's that move up. ABCD, new AB boundary, 80-20. Okay. 80-20. So I'll take this one here. 382. This is there if you're looking to play it. Okay. If not, if you're sitting long, then you wait for it to correct. Okay. Wait for it to correct. If your bias is, I only want to trade this to the upside, wait for it to correct. Either add to a position that you have or look for an initial entry. That's an 80-20 zone, right? This is a zone. This is the one zone that we look to counter trend trade, right? And to doing that is right there. Okay. It's that. Right. Any questions on the Euro NZD?
No.
Nope. All right. So we've seen two potential 80-20s, right? Aussie dollar, and then we're seeing one here on this Aussie NZD. I mean, on the Euro NZD. Sorry. Okay, so two potential counter trend trade setups. Again, if you're trading with the trend, your bias is long, you wait for a new low price. All right. Aussie dollar. I mean, I'm all off. I'm still thinking about the Aussies. Euro dollar. All right. So this is where we're sitting, okay, on this 4-hour move. So look at that. We got then a pip or so, then it rejected. So the question is, does this find support here and move back to finally take out that D extension? But that's been a good move. There's a move on the 1-2 1-hour chart for the here. Okay. That was the 1-hour move that we had drawn up. That one played out, right? 86 pip move. But you can see it's the same thing, right? Now I don't know, right? But I find it fascinating that no matter what the asset class, no matter what the currency pair, whatnot, you've got the same thing playing out over and over and over and over and over again. Okay. So let's see what happens with this one. So this one, this here, you already had a 382, right? Level that was it, then it pushed up, right? And now we're right back. So this was ranging a bit back and forth, especially after that retail sales data yesterday. Uh, but hey, if we break through that level, right, it may give us a new low price on the 1-hour Euro USD play. So we'll see. We'll see. Back and forth with that one. We see what the DXY is doing, right? So that's the Euro USD. Any questions on that? Those long moves played out pretty nice though.
No.
All right. All right. Uh moving on, take a look at this pound Aussie. Okay. Anybody still sitting in this one? I am
Yes,
playing this
sir.
one, playing this one long. Great work, great work, great work. Yes, yes, yes. We're dropping sevens all over the place this morning, right? We are getting sometimes you just gotta walk away, right? Let it do its thing, right? This is bouncing a good push up. Now it's moving long again, right? But we're good. We're all good. Just let it continue to play. So that's the 4-hour chart there. Um, but if I'm thinking, bearish on that Aussie, this pound is pretty strong. So I'm just gonna stay and let it ride itself out, right? So there we are. Okay, kind of whipping around a bit, but still overall long. It made another impulsive push to the upside. See if we can get a continuation. That's that on the pound Aussie. Let's look at the this pound CAD. Okay. So just moving, we'll go here to the one where we're just moving sideways, right? Strong pound. CAD's gotten a boost. Just wanted to check in on that. We're not there yet, at least where I want to be. So maybe we can get another drive down. So just wanted to see where that one was. Just consolidating, right? But I needed to move a little bit lower to possibly entertain that. That's it on the pound CAD. I want to, because I know we're closing in on 7:30. Um, want to look at this NZD USD because I shorted it. Right. So this one here, right? You see how that moved into that double top scenario, and then the bottom just dropped out of it. Okay. So I'm looking to hold that short. We're coming into this support. Okay, we're coming into this support. And I don't wow, so this one is not like the Aussie dollar. This one is gonna hit this D extension. I was wondering, I was keeping an eye on this one coming into the support, but it's gonna hit that D extension and find support. So no 80-20 there, right? Gonna let that one go. But this one, right, just recognizing that pattern, how price pushed back into the zone and it held, right? Okay, that's a short. Right, that AB boundary on the 4 hour, that was moving to the downside. Want to take a look at this UJ. So this one is moving pretty good. We got a little bit of everything going on here, right? So look at this swing, right? This is an 80-20. Just coming into that target off that swing. Okay. Look at what you had to the downside there. Price swung right up into that 118, 127 zone, came down. Swung into our 80-20 zone here, reversed out. Right? Can't make this stuff up. On your 1 hour chart, right? We had it all with this dollar yen. We're getting this move up. Okay. Out of the zone. Okay. I'm playing this off the 1. Again, big data looming. We'll see what happens with it. See what happens. Any questions on the dollar yen in its latest move?
No.
All right. So I'm going to say right now, got the direction right on these yen pairs. That could all change come next week. Right? It can all change come next week. Yeah. I'm holding it too. Right. So I'll hold it, and then we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. So that is actually has some more to cover, but gotta go, gotta wrap it up. 7:32. So hey, if we just remain patient, if we just remain, you know, uh, uh, steadfast, in regards to where our sweet spots are, and then once our price hits those sweet spots, we trade them. We use proper risk management, and we remain patient. Right? We'll see how these things play out over time. Ryan, anything before we wrap things up?
No, sir. Great session, bro. Great session.
Appreciate
We'll
appreciate it,
wait to
right?
see what the data holds.
Yeah, yeah. So this is gonna be interesting next week, everybody. So we know it's been back and forth, market pausing, ranging a lot of pairs, but we're starting to get some movement. So just hang on, right? Just hang on. But we're in this game now, everybody. We're burning the boats and not looking back. So everybody enjoy your Friday. We'll see everybody tomorrow morning, right? 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Forex Weekly Ritual. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.